hopefully our last meeting of the Forestry Committee for the year. I do appreciate all your work. Do we have a quorum? We have a quorum. Quorum is here. We've got 2 nominations we need to deal with today, and that's the reason we went ahead and moved our meeting forward and not reschedule this. We'll call up Senate nomination number 16, Joe Pettigrew. Joe, are you there? Joe, are you with us today? All right. Let's skip Joe right now and see what's going on. Brad, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, hold just a second. Let's get the volume up where we need it. So that's
Okay.
going to be Senate nomination 17 to the committee. So I'm going to introduce you here and let you say a few words, and then we'll go through your packet while the committee is looking, and we'll look for a motion from there. So Brad, tell us about yourself.
Well, basically, I'm a consulting forester located in the Starkville, Mississippi area. I'm self-employed. I do consulting forestry and real estate work, and been doing that for close to 30 years in this area. Basically, of course, wife and 2 children, that kind of thing. Finally got an empty nest now, but we're just living and getting by here in central Mississippi.
So you would be for a term of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2028, and you are for the central Mississippi area. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Committee, do you have any questions for Mr. Campbell right now?
Not question, but this is a reappointment, but the peer report just noted that there hadn't been a statement of economic interest filed. I don't think that's quite due yet, but they just want us to remind you to get your statement of economic interest filed if you haven't done it since we got this peer report.
So Brad, didn't you do yours for us?
I did. Yes, sir. I updated it yesterday afternoon.
Updated it yesterday afternoon. Committee, do you see any other concerns in there that you have questions about? Senator Seymour, you're pretty thorough with yours. You see anything, any questions about? For the vice chair for a motion?
I move we do advise and consent.
So we have a motion that we do advise and consent on the appointment of Mr. Campbell. Committee, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, Mr. Campbell, we appreciate you being with us. I know you have other things to go get to. If we have any questions or if you need anything from us, please don't hesitate to give us a call.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So that will be reported to the full calendar for floor consideration. Now, did we ever get Joe? Joe never came in. Did you talk to Joe? All right. I know that Joe had a few things going on today. I don't mind going and taking it up, and if we have other questions, we can always get those taken care of with committee members. He is another reappointment, if I remember correctly. July 1st, 2023, June 30th, 2029. You see any derogatory information there you're concerned about? I think that's rather a long time ago, so we're not too concerned about anything on that. Senator Seymour, do you have any questions that I can respond to? So, and the bond and oath will come through. Let's see. So he was a board of registered foresters is what we just dealt with. This will be the commission. Russell, I believe you need to make sure that we have our bonds and our oaths filed. So between now and then, you're going to get on that for us, right? All right. Any other questions from the committee? Economic interest, I will say that Terry's been real good about going and contacting them, telling them to get that stuff done. She told them they have until Monday for us to move it off the calendar the following week. So I believe she's doing a good job of hounding down on them pretty good. Ms. Hammond, do you have any, did he want to speak or did Joe have anything to say? If you just want to put him on speaker, we'll be happy to put him by mic.
No, you did, but that's all right. Hold on. Don't speak. Hold on.
Mr. Pettigrew, we appreciate you. I'm gonna put you here by a speaker. Are you there?
I am right here. Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear him? Mike's probably not gonna pick you up, Joe, but hey, just briefly tell us about yourself, if you don't mind.
Since Haley Barber nominated me, appointed me, 13 years ago, nothing's changed in my life except for the timber market, and that's gone downhill. But I'm still married to the same woman of 36 years, and my two kids they're doing fine. I'm still a forester. I'm part-time master naturalist at Infinity Science Center, and I'm up here at the Ag Museum, the auditorium in Jackson on Flowood, going as election commissioner. We have to do a mandatory annual training class. So that's where I am right now, and I apologize for not being able to hook up. This is the first time I've ever tried it on my laptop computer, but
Well,
anyway, my
Mr. Pettigrew,
apologies.
we do appreciate you taking time to do that. We want to be sure you get your required training for that election commissioner status. Committee, do you have any other questions for Mr. Pettigrew? Mr. Pettigrew, I believe we got a motion from the vice chair then.
I move with advise and consent.
So we have a motion that we do advise and consent. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? All right. Joe, you'll be reappointed. That'll be reported to the floor. Thank you for being in.
Thank you, sir. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, we've got one more thing on the agenda today, and this, and I'm probably gonna call a little bit on our vice chair to help us on this, because I believe you had a corresponding bill on the electronic bids. Is that right?
Right.
So, this is the House bill that's come over. We worked through this some last year, but it is given the authority for the most part, for the acceptance of an electronic bid process. Vice Chair, would you like to comment on any of that?
It's just a very simple bill. It just allows you to it allows you to take electronic bids so that you don't have to be, if you had two different places. Best that I understood is if you had a couple different areas that you needed to be the same night, you didn't have to turn in a paper bid to both, because you can only be in one place. So it gives you an opportunity to bid on them electronically. It's just updating us with modern times, really. I think that's pretty much all it is to it.
And I appreciate that from the understanding that I received. It's essentially the same bill that we had last year through this committee. And it's essentially the same language that Senator Rhodes had in his original Senate bill. I'll open the floor for questions. Are there any questions on that? Senator Seymour.
What killed it last year?
I don't remember what all happened last year. It got sent back, it's sent to the other side, from this body. I think this one may have gotten tied in with some of the other things that was going on. We had you remember, we had a fiber supply bill last year that got tied up in that on the other side. And if I remember right, the chairman and I just essentially let both those go by the wayside to start with. Do you have concerns about it? I would love to hear them.
Well, one thing is by procurement standards, the same for our county and our state agencies.
Essentially, it authorizes them to electronically bid. It doesn't require. Now, Bozeman, do you have any response to any of that? I know that y'all worked through this over the last few years.
It is, I'm not sure about the county process, but it is still in the state. It gives us the ability to do electronic.
All right.
And from my understanding, I just want to make sure, it doesn't change anything about the bid process. It just allows, and it is all paid, like, it just allows if they want to use electronic, they can promulgate electronic.
It does, and you'll see on 108 through 112, it also allows the board to publish additional notices in school offices, trade publications, any other other location, and in other media, in an attempt to try to bring us all up and to allow for the submission of those electronic bids. So I think it's just adding another route to bring in the electronic bids. So are there any additional questions? Senator Hickman, did that handle yours? If not, I would entertain a motion.
House Fisher do pass.
The Titus Fisher do pass. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? All right, we'll report that out. Final motion.
Rise and report.
Rise and report. Thank you, committee. It's been a great year. And leave your peer reports on the table to be distributed.